What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something a little bit different. I need to make more room for the E46. I need more room for more cars. So currently it's out in the storage area. It's like an hour away from me. Whenever I want to use it, I have to get a permit and I have to drive down there, pick it up, drive it back. It's very annoying. So I need it at home to do the engine conversion because I can't work on it there. So conveniently with this house, I don't know if you guys remember if you saw the house tour when we moved in, but we have a massive area right here, which is great. It's massive, it like keeps going that way. It's really, really good. It's enough to get the car in and kind of move it all around. Only annoying thing is that right there is a pedestrian gate. So let me take you over and show you what we're gonna do. Okay, so as you can see, pedestrian gate, not getting a car through there, but from that support pole there to this one here is 2.5 meters. So it's gonna be just enough to squeeze a car into this back area. It's gonna have to be done very slowly, but we'll be able to squeeze it in. So what I have to do today is essentially pull all of that section down, cut this support beam, build 2 new gates, pull all of those panels off and put them on the new gates, etc, etc. It's gonna be a lot of work, but it's definitely gonna be worth it in the end because of course I'll be able to have the car here and we'll be able to work on it a lot more often and a lot easier. So I've got all the parts. So first I'm gonna build the gates, then I'll like kind of marry it up to there, make sure it's all good, and then I will pull all that down and we'll start installing. So firstly, let's go and get the gates, chuck them down here and actually start building them because they're modular. I don't know, I didn't say that. They're modular like this one. So you can actually like shrink them down and extend them out, which is really good. So I've got 2 1200 gates. So they're not gonna bump up, I guess like, you know, edge to edge. But that's okay, it's only 50 mil each one, and those wooden panels can overhang a little bit because they're like, what, 120? So I'll just have it overhang from like say there to here on one and on the other one. So firstly, let's get these gates together. All right, and for reference, here's the front. There was a bush there, but I got excited and I cut it down already before I picked the camera up. So yeah, from that pillar there to that one over there, that's all we'll be able to get through. I'm probably gonna have to build this up a little bit with dirt and stuff like that. Maybe put some pavers like that on there so that we can drive up nice and easily. But for now, it's the gates. There we go, 2 gates built. Not too bad. It's just a bunch of like self-tappers really. So let's go marry these up against the gate and make sure they actually fit. All right, perfect. Now, I know they said 1200, but they actually, you can stretch them out to 1225 each. So we've only got a 50 mil gap. I know it looks like they're uneven here, don't worry. It's because like that little bit of the ground over there is a little bit higher, blah, blah, blah. When they're actually mounted on the poles, they'll be mint. So now I have to pull this gate off, those 3 bars, cut this main post and pull all the wood panels off. So let's jump into that. Now I'm not gonna make you watch me do it all, so just with a little bit of YouTube magic, let's do this. Oh, whoops, only half done, sorry. There it is. All right, all ripped out, all good. Now, that beam there had some screws, really terrible screws going in from kind of that way to support it. So it kind of got a little bit flimsy, but I went in and reinforced it with like bracketry and so on, like halfway and up the top. And now it is way more secure than it ever was. Same as over here, that was already secure, but I've just kind of done it a little bit over the top. That's cut out. Now, it's pretty much now just offer up those gates to here, see what height I want them at, and then put all the planks of wood on, screw them in. And kind of that's it done. I'm gonna put some like obviously some locks on top and the middle and some drop down pins, stuff like that, all the fun stuff, just to make sure it's nice and secure. But let's do that. All right, let's I'm gonna marry the gates up and then we'll chuck all of the panels on the gates, get them nice and covered, then chuck them up. I might actually marry them up and then throw 2 bolts in just so I know they sit exactly how I want, and then I'll put the other 4 in each gate at the end. Yeah, doing pretty good. All right, so they're pretty much spot on. So now I'm just gonna measure the gap here and then put the panels on. All right, Alright, sorry, I got a bit excited and just kind of did everything. So, new gates in, I got double bolts at the bottom, double locks, I like everything to be secure. I'm just one of those kind of people. Plus, most importantly, my dogs are back here, so I don't want anyone like messing with the gate so that they can kind of run out, all that kind of stuff. Also, there's gonna be a car back here, which is good. Now, like I covered, that needed reinforcing, so that's reinforced way better than it was before. This is actually more secure than it was before. I've thrown in that rubber like trimming just so that one of my dogs who loves to bark at people can't see anyone, so that's all good. So I'm really happy with this. It came up really, really good. Obviously I need a bit of gardening, blah, 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 stuff like that, but don't worry about that. I do want to put kind of like a canopy and stuff over here, but I don't know if I'm gonna go to that amount of effort just because this isn't my house. I've been approved to be able to do this. So, you know, I've got a massive win out of me doing that. But yeah, I'll take you around the front, show you what it looks like from out there. All right, and that's the front. So look, pretty much looks exactly the way it did before, but now we've got double gates. I actually think that looks better because that looks like there's nothing there apart from that little hole there, which is a shame because I didn't have another panel to put there. But yeah, I reckon that's great. Really, really happy, really, really happy. Now, I put a little plank of wood down there because there was one there before, but it just didn't fill that gap, so that's cool. But yeah, finally I am gonna get some more pavers just down here because I'll need a bit of a ramp to get cars in and out and things like that. So I'll probably like lift them up and then just put the pavers all the way across. Just finish it off nicely. But yeah, something different for today's video, guys. Now I can bring the beamer home and we can start getting deep into that build. Now, I'm not gonna say it on another video, but I think my voltage regulator is cooked on that. So I can't actually drive it anymore. So that sucks, but I'm not gonna fix the alternator. I'm just gonna rip the whole thing out, engine, gearbox and everything, and I'll sell it to someone else and say, hey, the alternator's cooked, use your existing alternator. All right, so for anyone wondering how much that cost me, it was 300 bucks. It was literally $299. Could have been a little bit cheaper because I didn't use one pack of bolts. The frames actually came with their own bolts to go into the like studs, which, I mean, that makes sense, but I didn't know that that would actually happen. So I went and bought those, didn't use them. Okay, so just to kind of itemize some things, $91 for each frame. It was like $12 for that lock, $12 for that lock. I think $20 for the padlocks. They were about $15 each. About $16 for all the screws that hold the panels on. Each pack, sorry, there's 2 packs, so that's $32 there. And I know I'm missing a couple of things, but yeah, it was 299 bucks or 275 if you take off the other brackets. So really not too bad. If you like have something like this at home and you've got like a big fence area and this massive area, it's huge, look. Like there's a lot of room there. I could probably squeeze 2 cars. I can definitely squeeze 1 car and a few bikes. So don't tell the missus that. But yeah, so if you've got something like this and you want some access, definitely you can do it yourself. I have never done this before in my life. I've never done gates, I've never done fences. When I dropped Brooke off at work today, because I needed her car to grab some parts, the last word she said to me was, "You do know what you're doing, don't you?" And I was like, yeah. I didn't, I had no idea. Like I just had an idea in my head of, I'll get these frames, I'll get those bolts, I'll get like, I've seen gates before. I guess I know what a gate looks like. So yeah, I just came up with some ideas, went on the Bunnings website and kind of bought a bunch of stuff and it was exactly what I needed, done. But I kind of do that with everything. Like if I've got an idea, I just kind of like plan it out in my head and see if I can get the parts, and if I can, cool, I'll make it work. And I could, because it's just a gate. But guys, I hope you enjoyed. It's a little bit of fun. Nothing crazy, nothing super exciting, but I wanted to show you guys this because it's something very helpful for any one of you guys that has multiple cars and you want them at home, you don't want to pay for storage or whatever. You can do something like this, possibly, if your house lets you, if your land lets you, you know, your block, that kind of thing. But guys, thanks for coming along. Hopefully, I'll see you guys in the next one. So take care, and I'll see you then. See you guys.